GTN Radio. Here with the press. Now the news. I'm Su-Yi. Ukraine has vowed to strengthen its armed forces after Russia launches biggest aerial assaults on cities across the nation. Explosions hit the capital Kiev and other cities such as Lviv, Dnipro, Zaporizhia, and Kharkiv on Monday. President Volodymyr Zelensky has spoken to U.S. President Joe Biden and declared that air defense was the top priority in the bilateral defense cooperation. Trent Murray reports from Kiev.
A really dramatic and almost terrifying day, I think, for people not just here but in other parts of Ukraine. Around 80 missiles were launched by Russia, we understand, at various cities. Now, the Ukrainian air defense systems were able to kick in and intervene around 50% of them, but a number did make it through, striking civilian sites. Here in Kyiv, a children's playground was hit, an area near a university was hit, also a park where folks like to go and do some exercise in the mornings. Now, President Zelensky has released a statement saying that he feels Ukraine is dealing with a terrorist state. And as we speak to you right now, there is still electricity in the city of Kyiv, but we do know in a number of other areas, including Lviv, power has been lost in parts. Crews are trying to restore that, but it is just part of a bigger picture in which Ukraine is just trying to put the pieces back together after what has been a really significant escalation.
Diplomats have discussed the missile strikes in Ukraine at a UN General Assembly session. A Russian envoy to the UN compared Ukraine to a terrorist organization in reference to the Kerch Bridge blasts. At the session, the General Assembly voted to reject Russia's call for a secret ballot later this week on whether to condemn Moscow's move to integrate 4 Ukrainian regions after holding referendums. The Ukrainian envoy to the UN called Russia terrorists for targeting infrastructure and public facilities. The missile strikes on Monday were the most extensive in months on Ukraine. Chinese astronauts are set to give the 3rd lecture from the country's space station on Wednesday. Space teachers Chen Dong, Liu Yang, and Cai Shizhe will interact with students on Earth and conduct several experiments from the space station. The class will be on live stream presented by China Media Group. Sun Ye reports.
The Shenzhou 14 taikonauts have had a number of firsts over their 4-month-plus stay on the country's space station. And now, another tick on the list, their first lecture from space to be broadcast to millions of students across China. The Shenzhou 14 mission has also been gearing up for bigger things to come. As space station construction is set to wrap up within the year, China is now on the lookout for its next generation of space travelers. It's a search the Shenzhou 14 crew chipped in with earlier this month, and it's a call the trio could extend to the younger generation joining their first class in orbit.
China has taken measures to promote the harmony between humans and elephants. Official data shows there are more than 300 Asian elephants in the country by the end of 2021. Yang Jinghao reports.
Xishuangbanna, the largest habitat of Asian elephants in China. Since its creation in 2008, it has saved more than 20 giants in need of help. Official data shows that at the end of 2021, there were more than 300 Asian elephants in China. That's some 100 more compared to 2011. The growth has also created new challenges as the jumbo mammals have visited human habitats more frequently for food. Today, smart surveillance and warning systems have been set up to avoid human-elephant conflict. In the areas that the giants often visit, so-called elephant canteens are built by growing the crops they love. For better conservation, authorities are now working on a plan to build a designated national park. Last year, a herd of elephants left their natural habitat and trekked all the way north to the provincial capital. With joint efforts by authorities and the public, they finally returned safe and sound.
A French criminal court has opened the historic manslaughter trial of Air France and planemaker Airbus, with angry relatives demanding justice 13 years after an A330 jetliner plunged into the Atlantic, killing all on board. The heads of both companies pleaded not guilty to involuntary manslaughter after officials read out names of the 228 people who died when AF447 plunged into the darkness during an equatorial storm en route from Rio de Janeiro to Paris on June 1, 2009. 9-week trial at Paris Criminal Court runs until December 8th. And that's the news. I'm Su-Yi.